Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unboxed. So glad that you joined us today. One of the things I really appreciate about each of you who watch and who contact us and who engage with us is you helped us to identify some of our blind spots. So I have something today that I probably should have shared toward the beginning of this process, but I think as the old adage goes, it's better late than never. And that is a question that came in, very simple question about how do I come up with my own belief system? And I want to share with you a question, and then we'll work together to unbox it. We're going to do it over the next couple of days. So here's the question that came in. You told us it was important to have guiding principles, but you would never explain what it means to think through our beliefs or how to come up with our own beliefs. What is that process? Wow, that's a very important question. What is the process? Okay, we need to have guiding principles. We need to make sure that other people are not developing our guiding principles for us, blah, 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 blah. All right, Mr. Know-it-all. How do I then develop my own set of guiding principles? All right, good question. Let's come back and let's unbox that together and let us unbox the power of our leadership and the power of relationships. Stick around. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach, and welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. Hey everyone, again, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. That's right, like, subscribe, and share. All right, so the question that was posed today was a very simple one, and that is, you told us it was important to have guiding principles, but you never explained what it means to think through our beliefs or how to come up with our own beliefs. What is that process? Okay, I'm not going to hold you long today, but I'm going to share with you two very quick steps in this process that is very important. Because when we talk about our guiding principles, as I've shared with you over and over again, these are the never-changing principles that follow us in every single relationship. It is the core of who we are. Some organizations, if you were a business, you would call them your core values. If you were a church, you'd call them your core values. But because you are a human being, these are your guiding principles. These are the things that make you who you are. And so I'm going to share with you just two quick things today, and then next time we'll pick up and explore some other parts as well. So the first thing we talk about developing your guiding principles is to really gain an understanding about the relationship systems that you are a part of. In other words, to understand the people that you interact with and kind of understand your role and position in that. So first of all, identify, here's number one, identify the significant relationships you are a part of. And you can start off narrow and then make it more broad. So you can start off by saying, I have relationships with my spouse, relationships with my children, relationship with my siblings, parents. And then you may want to, go off a little broader than that and say, I have relationships, with my workplace group. I have relationships with my church family, relationships with community, friends, etc. So that's the number one. And then, once you go narrow like that, you may want to go broad. And what I mean by that is start to actually identify names of specific people that you are in relationship with. So, if you work for a smaller organization, you may actually say, hey, I want to name the 3 people that are in the office with me. Or it may be, I want to name the people that are right in the cubicle with me. You write out those various names, but identify. That's number one. Identify the significant relationships that you are a part of. And so, again, I start off by saying family, whether it's nuclear family, whether it's family of origin, extended family. Then I talk about workplace relationships, church relationships, whatever it may be. But, identify those relationships that you are a part of. So that's the first thing. And the reason that this is so important, and I'll share with you number two, The reason that this is so important is because as you identify the relationships that you are a part of, it really will begin to open your eyes in understanding how you are showing up, how you are presenting in each of these relationships. It really will help you to identify who you currently are. So belief systems are kind of like the vision about who we want to be. But first, we need to really get clear about who we currently are. And then I want you to do something. Here's part 2. After you've identified the various relationship systems that you are a part of, number 2 is to write out the type of person you'd like to be in each of those relationships. That's right. Write out the type of person that you'd like to be in each of those relationships. So let me pause here. For those of you who are listening by podcast, I want to encourage you to check out our website. It's www.swg-unboxed.org. That's right. swg-unboxed.org. All right, so here we go. Back to number 2. Write out the type of person that you'd like to be in each of those relationships that you've identified. So what type of person do I want to be with my children? What type of person do I want to be with my spouse? What type of person do I want to be with my parents, with my siblings? What type of person do I want to be with my coworkers? And this is somewhat, broad. I don't want you to get down into the nitty gritty yet, but getting somewhat broad, and little things will start to come up. With my children, I want to be a patient person. With my children, I want to be, a good listener. I want to be thoughtful or kind. With my children, I want to be, balanced or firm or whatever it may be. Resolute, with my spouse, I want to be. And what you're going to begin to notice is that there are common themes that come up in each one of these relationship systems that we're a part of. And by the way, relationship systems just is a fancy way of saying the different types of relationships we're in. Not all. My home family is one relationship system. The relationship that I have with my extended family who live on the other side of town, down the street, in another state or whatever, that's another relationship system. And then a relationship system is at work, another relationship system is at church. And sometimes there's these overlapping, especially if you're a pastor, you're pastoring your family, you're pastoring your church, and you are a member of the church. So it's kind of like it's all blended together, but kind of separate it out and just figure out. And I encourage people to write it out. Write out the type of person you'd like to be in each of these relationships. And just to begin to think about it, just kind of maybe write a couple of sentences. This is the type of person that I would like to be in this relationship, and then this relationship, and this relationship. And what you're going to begin to notice is that some common themes begin to show up. And let me pause here for a second as I close and just say, you can also write out the type of person that you are, especially if there are qualities that you are exhibiting in these relationships that you want to continue. So if you're already, let's just say, for instance, you're already a good listener, well, then write that down, because this is not about, hey, let me find out everything that's wrong with me. This is about, let me find out everything that I want to be. And sometimes the things that we want to be, we already are. And so we need to encourage ourselves to continue down that path. So if you want to be a good listener with your children, with your family, with your wife, with your workplace, with your church, wherever it may be, if you want to be a good listener and you already are, then write that down, man. Stick to it. You got it, man. Let's keep it rah. Come on. Let's head to the home plate. So, so begin to write out the type of person that you'd like to be and let that picture begin to develop. I got some more tips because, like I said, on the front end, we didn't give you a lot of the how-to. So now I'm going to give you the how-to. Identify the significant relationships that you are a part of. Number 1, write out the type of person that you'd like to be in each of relationships, which is number 2. And number 3, and that is tune back in next time as we continue to unbox how to develop your own guiding principle and belief system. Until then, I'll see you next time. Take care.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.